Welcome back to a little update video today. We are talking about AMC, BYND, OKLO, GoPro, VIX and WIKI CAT. If you're interested, just hit it. As always, I'm using the Fractal method. Explanation video and how it works with rules and so on, I will put at the end of the video again. Okay, well then let's jump into AMC. So, not much to say today. We will only look what we have done today for the big update video. How the squeeze should look like, one part, so two part, price targets and so on. I will link the big update video at the end again. So let's zoom in. And well, no squeeze today. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of expected. I mean, okay, I gave us a tiny chance that we do something stupid, but main tracking was that we are not squeezing today. And I think in pre-market, we already saw that it won't happen today. So, what are we doing? First of all, this third version where I would say there's a possibility we do this tomorrow. No, not in the middle of the week. Just saying. Yeah. So if we do that tomorrow, I was wrong and it's not in my box. Okay. I don't have anything for that in Wednesday, Thursday. I just don't have it. For my main tracking, this on Friday was the peak of our higher low. And that today, this one, was already our lower high. Yeah? So for the tracking, for the best possible way, we're going down tomorrow, we're going down on Thursday, and we ending the higher low on Friday. Yeah. What levels? Well, first level would be here, our A bottom at 135, and our 786 is around 132. So in my opinion, this here is our level. Yeah, 136 to 127, yeah, something like that, in this range till Thursday or Friday. Next week, good possibility, or for me at least, last possibility to see something stupid. And I said it again, my main target was May, not just because I would like to have it in May, just because in the last years, May was always a top. Yeah, and I just don't want to sit here and say first week of June, second week of June, end of June, July, August, September. We had that in 2022, 3, 4, and 5. That isn't bringing us anywhere. Yeah. So for my perfect tracking, if everything is correct, pull back this week, big run next week, or at least some run like January 15, 2021. Yeah, at least a run. Yeah, if we do January 15, we could still do then this gap up, the rest of the week sideways, and then we get the big one. But if we do just something like this, no. Yeah, for me that would be it's bad and over. Yeah, just saying. I want to see movement. I want to see volatility. Of course, the alternatives, we are not allowed to touch or break 125. This would be really bad. And if we touch or break $1.09, I will sit here and say, for me personally, it's 100% not this year. Really. This is a no line. Yeah. One last thing. This is main tracking. Why ever still going up tomorrow, but on and Thursday and Friday, and not breaking $1.94. This, as long as we stay in here, can still be the peak of the higher low. For my rules, it's way too high, but I know many of you can't see these charts anymore. I mean, I can't see them anymore. Yeah, just the 1 hour charts, left today, middle 2021, right side April, May 2024. And the thing is, this were our two main squeezes. Yeah, we had the same A's, the same pullbacks. I mean, 0.5 and 6.8 was different, but kind of the same pullbacks. But which thing was always the same like 2025 was this higher low candle. Yeah, this is our higher low. Every time we did it. That's why I'm so absolutely stubborn that I want to see a higher low. But the main point here is that this peak candle here went in every instance over its M. So if this isn't the peak, if this wasn't the peak, it's still in the books that we go to 185 for this. Still. Also, this doesn't mean we have no chance for next week. Because let's say, for whatever reason, because we will talk about SPY and NASDAQ today also, we just do this tomorrow, let's say pre-market, or in the first hour or something like that, and we instantly reject, then this could still go till Thursday, Friday for the pullback. That's still okay. It only becomes problematic if we close on Friday here. Because then I would say, okay, maybe we really have to add one last week in June to do this pullback. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. For me, for my main tracking, it's pretty simple. Friday was the peak of the high. Oh my God. Friday was the peak of the higher low. Today was a lower high, and we will fall to Friday. Let's see what we get. And one last thing, because of SPY, NASDAQ, and IWM, just to say that I know that this is ranting, yeah, but I can't help myself. Yeah, left SPY, middle NASDAQ, right side IWM, all on the 1 hour chart. And again, I don't know how many times I read, saw, and heard in the last days. The next time SPY, NASDAQ, and IWM breaking the all-time highs, AMC will have already peaked. And I heard this shit, especially with IWM, already 100 times. And 100 times it was wrong. I just had to say this. Yeah, because this theory is fucking bullshit. But that's my opinion. Okay. Well, then let's jump into BYND. Also here, just a tiny update because not much to say for the whole Fractal. Price targets, time, and so on. I will also link the big update video at the end of the video. Today, we just look what we have done. So let's zoom in. Yeah, and just for clarification, nothing changed. Yeah. We still finished the A pullback, in my opinion, on May the 19th. And I already said in the last videos, or in the last video, that most likely, if we're not just going up from here, we will do till latest Friday this micro higher low here. Yeah. Which I think we really do. I mean, today is Tuesday, so BYND is always jumping Friday and Mondays. Yeah, or nearly. So we only have 2 trading days left to do this higher low, and our target for this is what? Something under 74-ish, yeah, cents. And if we micro track this, let's go on a lower time frame, then this was our peak last Friday. We already have our lower high, our midpoint, and that today was little t in my opinion. So this would be the next 2 trading days. Fucking boring shit. Finish the higher low. And then also Friday or next week, we can go up in the end. Yeah. To make this untrue, in my opinion, everything over 79 cents, and this is untrue, and you go up. The old levels from the last video, everything over 83 cents is bullish, and everything over $1.15, and there is no alternative to the downside anymore. And of course, the bearish alternative, you're not allowed to break or touch 70 cents. If you break or touch 70 cents, 2026 is off the table, and you will make new all-time lows and reverse blip and whatever. Yeah, isn't looking like that, but be careful if you go down there. Yeah. Okay. Then let's jump into OKLO. Very sweet stock. Again, or one last time, it's not a stock which I found. Someone of you asked me about it, and I was always saying, if you're asking me about the stock and I really find it very interesting, I will put it on the list. Yeah. So I didn't found it. Yeah. I find it because I can't look at every stock on the stock market. The tracking is mine, but I would have never looked at it. Let's say it that way. One last thing, because I know not everybody wanted to be shouted out. I would say, if you ask for a stock and if you want to get the credit that you found it, and you want to hear your name, just write a plus after your message. So I know, okay, if the stock is interesting, I can say his name. Yeah, just an idea for me. For the tracking, just the complete zoomed out version. Our all-time low, our V, September 9, 2024. We broke up to our A. We did a wonderful 0.5 pullback here. We bounced here, went up to our macro B, and this macro B ended in a 618 pullback and also bounced here. For the bullish tracking, and I say that now pretty simple, it can only be the bullish tracking, or no, if we are going bearish, and this was T, we really go down. Just saying. Yeah. There is no, in my opinion, no bullish alternative if we break the no-no line. But this for us in a second. So if we now zoom in. Here we have our V here, our little higher low here. We broke out of the trend over T, under M. So this is our small a. Made a perfect breakout retest here and bounced. So in the last videos, I had two versions. We just going up, or we doing a higher low. The thing is, we were here. Yeah, this was already high up for the higher low, but okay. I don't see really a way that if we pulling back here to still do a higher low. I just don't have that in my box. We are way too high. Our T would be here. Our M here, we are too high. But okay, we have this little exemption on AMC. So if we pull back here, which I don't think, yeah, but if our target would be now $58, yeah, just saying, to finish the higher low, something like this. Good. Again, everything under $54 and I am out of this play. This would be really bad. If it's just going up from here, or after we bounce the higher low, what is our next target? Our next target is little b. Little b has to be over little m, and that means over $120. And in my opinion, you should reach that latest July. No financial advice. And this would be just little B. I mean, I could see that we're doing here the normal B pullback because we already did the little A pullback. So it makes sense that we're also doing a B pullback. But our next target is then little c, which is macro C over macro B. So over all-time highs. This play looks fucking interesting. And it was a good find. Really. I would be really bullish on this. Let's see. Good. Another very bullish stock, GoPro. Just because I got many questions about this, of course, because now it's moving. I will go through everything today, so everyone is on the same page again. We have two versions, or we have three versions. Yeah, one bearish one, as always, but two bullish one, one stupid one, one normal one. Yeah, and I posted both of them already on the homepage. Just saying. For the normal one, we don't talk about the IPO, only in the stupid one. For the normal one, we're talking just about this here. We have our normal C, lower high, midpoint T, and down to our all-time low, which is our V, April 9th. Then we did a perfect higher low. Yeah? With perfect, I mean we went V and A, and we fell under the 786. Perfect. And then we broke out over T, under M, which means this is our small a. Break at retest, and we bounce between the 0.5 and the 0.618. And well, we didn't do higher low, we just went up. From this bounce to this today was 31%. Same like OKLO. I would find it at this high a little bit strange to still do a higher low. But if we do that, okay. If we now still need a higher low, our level would be here at the trend line, 99 cents. If we do that. Yeah. If we don't do that, for the normal version, this is our little a. So we would go up now. Here, somewhere in here would be little b with a little pullback. And then we go up to our little c. This little c is our macro A again. Yeah? Macro A has to be over macro T. So over $13. Then pullback, break at retest, up to our B, and so on. That's the normal version. The stupid version is the pure fractal, where every stock has its pattern, and this pattern is repeating itself all the time. It gets bigger, it gets slower. It doesn't have to be one-to-one, but quite similar. And the stupid tracking for GoPro is the IPO. Because at the IPO, you had a V, you went up, which could easily be your A. You did a 0.618 pullback here. You nearly came up to the previous high of A, and then you fucking gapped. And to say this, if we really repeating this, we could be just in this candle here. This gap up here will shoot you over all-time highs. If we're repeating the same shit, this will shoot you over all-time highs. And all-time highs is sitting right now at $100. There is just one last alternative. If we're not gapping here, we would still go to our macro A. Then we do the pullback. Then because I think one of these two would be the gap up. You could gap up here from the small A, or we still need the macro A doing the pullback, going up here and gap from here. Would also, I think in my opinion, it's one of these two. So it would be now or later. But for both, we should get at least over $13. No financial advice. Of course, the bearish alternative is you're not allowed to break 74 cents. This would be bad. Yeah, doesn't look like it, of course, but this would be bad. Otherwise, this could be a fucking money machine. Just saying. Good. Next one is VIX. Not SPY and NASDAQ, but VIX. Because we talked about SPY and NASDAQ in the last video, and I said you have two possibilities. You're going over our all-time highs today, which we did. Then your next targets for SPY and NASDAQ is for the next weeks, in my opinion, no financial advice, around 780, 790 for both, because both will get into this range. Or you break down today and your next target for SPY would be 680. But I also said because of VIX, I would look more for a gap up than a gap down. Why? For VIX, if you just look at this section here, then our C would be August 2024, then lower high midpoint. The important thing is that this midpoint isn't finished yet. And just saying VIX, volatility index, if someone isn't knowing what I'm talking about. When VIX goes down, SPY goes up. When VIX goes up, SPY goes down. It is a little bit more complicated, but to explain that in the most easiest way, it would be that. Yeah? And if you look at this M here, the M started here. It's not finished yet. To finish M, VIX has to go under $13. And if you micro track this even, then here's our M, this is our little C, our lower high, our midpoint, and this here on Monday the 18th was just our T. So we need the one last drop. And if VIX is fucking falling under 13, in my opinion, this here is the run to 780, 790 for SPY and NASDAQ. And then, as in the video showed, in the last video shown of VIX and SPY and NASDAQ, after we reached 790, 780, that would be just the middle A for NASDAQ and SPY. After that, they will pull back, in my opinion, to 680, 690. Then VIX just goes up to its T. But this T is showing you that VIX will fall to new all-time lows after that. That means SPY and NASDAQ go into the next bull market. Let's see. Right now, for the short term, no financial advice, I would say we have fucking green weeks and days before us. Looks interesting. Okay. One last community wish. WIKI CAT. It's crypto. I have no clue what it is. I don't even know if this is the right one. I hope so. Yeah. WIKI CAT on crypto. Yeah. Okay. We start with the V, with the all-time low, October 2023. Then we did the higher low till August 2024, went up to our A. And in my opinion, we are right now in the A pullback. You had your A, this would be your C, your lower high, midpoint. I don't think that this is finished yet. You still have to come lower than February 4th, come up again to your T, and then have to fall back to the level of July 2025. Then you can do higher low, and then you can go up and do your B. Yeah, I would track it like that. The only alternative, bullish alternative I see is if, let's make this going away. If this here was already your V. kinda. In that way, you have to put it here. The T would be here. This would be your higher low, which is already a little bit too high. Again, breaking M and T is normally not the sign that this is higher low, that this is just M, just saying. But if you go over the top of March 29, this one here, the A pullback is finished and you go up. If you go under the level of February 28, it will be down T and down. Yeah. So I hope you're happy with this. Okay. Was a shorter video today. Was not much to say. The explanation video for the method is here. Playlist here. The big update video back here. As always, if you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more, you can leave an abo. And let's see what the rest of the week is giving us. See ya.